Financial Advisors, planning for life. Wealthway Financial Advisors, planning for life.
And good evening, Hampton Roads. Welcome to another edition of Dollars and Common Sense, your local source for objective, unbiased financial advice. I'm your host, certified financial planner Kevin Zivna, coming to you live like we do every second and fourth Tuesday of the month to dialogue with you, take your calls. If you have a question or comment relating to your own personal financial situation, then I'd love to hear from you. All we need is your first name, city you're calling from, and no matter what I'm talking about, if it's important to you, then it's important to me. We'll get you right on air. 627-7979. That's 627-7979. Wealthway Financial Advisors is the proud sponsor of Dollars and Common Sense. We are an independent registered investment advisor, which means we're legally held to a fiduciary standard to put our clients' interest ahead of our own in any business dealing or any recommendations that we make, and that's the way it should be when you work with a financial advisor. As the premier financial planning firm in Hampton Roads, we integrate expert investment management with customized ongoing financial planning advice to help our clients answer life's big financial questions and enhance their quality of life. So by design, we can't work with everybody. We work with a relatively small group of high net worth individuals, but that's one of the reasons we feel so strongly about coming here every second and fourth Tuesday at 6 p.m. That's to reach out and help as many people in the Hampton Roads listening area that we can achieve your measure of financial success, because it is a core belief at Wealthway Advisors that the overwhelming majority of people in this country have the opportunity for financial security if they choose it. And it is a choice because it takes some time, it takes some effort, and it takes some knowledge. We are here to help. You got to take that first step, though. Pick up the phone. Give me a call, 627-7979, whether you want to talk about anything having to do with the investment markets, the economy, insurance products like life insurance, health insurance, property casualty, taxes, tax planning, tax reduction strategies, retirement planning, retirement plans, 401ks, 403bs, TSPs, 457s, mortgage options, or Social Security claiming strategies, and estate planning, wills and trusts. All that and more falls under the umbrella of personal finance we are here to discuss tonight. All right. And specifically, what we're going to talk about tonight in between the phone calls is the fact that we believe that most everyone in this country has the opportunity for financial security if they choose it. But like I say at the intro to almost every show, it takes some time, it takes some effort, and takes some knowledge. Well, there's a concerning new study out that says that a good chunk of us are not really achieving financial security. And so I'm going to dig into some of those numbers and talk about some of the reasons behind that, and hopefully give you some ideas and tips and pointers to help make sure that you are becoming financially secure. So first off, recent study by a reputable financial website determined that about 28% of people have nothing saved for the future, nothing saved for retirement. And 39% are not contributing to a retirement account. And another 30% don't think they'll ever be able to retire. So about a third of this country, one of the wealthiest countries on the planet, about a third of the people have nothing saved for retirement, are not contributing to a retirement plan or retirement fund, and don't think that they'll really ever be able to retire. How does that look like broken down among age groups to put a little finer point on those numbers? Well, the youngsters actually do pretty well. 18 to 24, if you are in the 18 to 24-year-old age group, only about 28% of those have nothing saved for retirement. That means 72% do. I think that's fantastic for that age group. 25 to 34, 30% have nothing saved. 35 to 44, 35% have nothing saved. 45 to 54, 33%, nothing saved for retirement. And 55 to 64, in the retirement go zone, 25% have nothing saved for retirement, ages 55 to 64. So that is certainly concerning information, but not really surprising, at least not to me, someone who has spent his entire adult career in and around the financial services industry, dealing with money, dealing with people with money, in the banking system, in financial services. This is one of the things that we talk about a fair amount on this show, but not so directly, is that just trying to get people to start, to begin the process of saving, of developing good financial habits, of developing a solid financial foundation to then use as a springboard to healthy retirement savings. Just getting people to start is hard. It's probably the hardest part of the process. It's not the technicalities around what accounts to use or which investments to buy, or what insurance products to use, or how to lower your taxes. It's the behavior of each and every one of us that is probably the biggest determinant of determining how much money we ultimately save and have for use and enjoyment over the course of our lifetime. So about a third of us have not done anything meaningful towards saving for retirement. But I do find some interesting points out of the study that even though a big chunk of people don't have much saved, most of us kind of know or have a sense of what we should have in terms of savings for retirement. And from the study, they found that about 25% of people think that they can retire with less than $500,000. Okay, maybe, possibly. Certainly depends on your current income and what you hope to accomplish out of retirement. But, okay, 25% up to $500,000. Then another 25% thinks that it will take somewhere between $500,000 and $1 million. So 500 to $1 million. All right, now that's probably pretty reasonable for most middle class people in the United States to have saved up to maintain a comfortable retirement. And then another 30% expect that their retirement will cost higher than $1 million. And usually the more you make, the more you need to save in order to support the higher income that it takes to enjoy the lifestyle that you had up to that point. So how much actually gets saved, though, really depends on your lifestyle. And a lot of people kind of, when they come to us first as potential clients, will say, well, how much do I need? And believe me, we can put a very fine point on that, but not right out of the gate. Out of the gate, we need to determine what is your current lifestyle. Well, first of all, if you come to us with specific goals, and say something like, well, when I retire, I want to have my house paid off. I want to have a vacation home. I want to buy a boat. And I want to enjoy a new luxury car every 3 to 5 years. Okay, then we can plan for that. I will tell you, however, that I don't believe anyone has ever come to me or our firm with that specific of objectives regarding retirement. Most people don't have that specific of an objective, and that's okay. You don't have to. But if someone does, we can figure that out. What most people do, they come in with a vague notion of, I want to be okay. All right? What does being okay mean? What do you mean by, when I'm in retirement, I want to be okay? Well, what we have determined through the years of being okay means is I want to be able to maintain at least my existing lifestyle. Better? than the existing lifestyle, that would be great. But if I can just comfortably maintain my existing lifestyle, I would be happy. And so that's where we usually start the analysis and start the formation of the financial plan is what is your current lifestyle today? And when we say lifestyle in our world, when we say lifestyle, we mean how much are you spending? Your spending patterns and habits and amounts are your lifestyle. So we and in a perfect world, everyone would kind of have a budget and know how much they're spending. We don't live in a perfect world. No one has a budget and no one knows how much they're spending. That's okay too. We can figure that out. We know by taking known income sources, looking at tax returns, checking bank account values. We have a good sense. We can figure out, we can do the math on what you're actually spending on an annual and monthly basis. And so we can tell you what your current lifestyle is. And then from there we build. If we know your current lifestyle today, we can project 10, 20, 30 years into the future about how much you will need to have in known income sources and in savings in order to replicate that current lifestyle. So while about a third of the country does not have much or anything saved, a good chunk of the country knows that they need to have probably in today's dollars around $500,000 to maybe $1 million to help support your current lifestyle. And then, but where are people really? So even if you don't, about a third of people have nothing saved for retirement. Those that do have something saved don't have a lot saved. So for example, about 71% of the U.S. population is heading towards retirement with less than $100,000 saved up for retirement. 10% have about 50 to 100. 33% have less than 50. And then there's that 28% that have nothing saved for retirement. So about 71% of the population has $100,000 or less saved for retirement, when most of the population recognizes you probably need in today's dollars $400,000 or $500,000 to replicate current middle class lifestyle. All right, those are some deep facts and figures. I'm going to pause right here. If you want to jump in on the conversation, or if you have any questions, comments relating to your own personal financial situation, give me a call on the studio line, 627-7979. I'm certified financial planner Kevin Zivna. You're listening to Dollars and Common Sense on News Talk 790 WNIS.
Wealthway Financial Advisors, planning for life. Wealthway Financial Advisors, planning for life.
And welcome back to Dollars and Common Sense, your local source for objective, unbiased financial advice. I'm certified financial planner Kevin Zivna, the president of Wealthway Financial Advisors, the premier financial planning firm in Hampton Roads, where we integrate expert investment management with customized ongoing financial planning advice to help our clients answer life's big financial questions and enhance their quality of life. For more information about us, you can look us up online at wealthwayadvisors.com. All right, tonight we are talking about a recent survey out about the concerning state of retirement savings in the United States. And in the first segment there was saying that about a third of the U.S. population, working population, age 18 to 64, has nothing saved for retirement. And of those people who have something saved, about 70% have something saved. They have less than $100,000 saved. So not really enough for most middle-class people to maintain their current lifestyle. So what are some of the things that you can do about it. So, first off, one of the easiest, simplest, and best things that you can do to help set yourself up for a good, robust, healthy, vibrant retirement is take advantage of your company-sponsored retirement plan. Or if you're one of the few people in this country that works for a very small employer that does not have a company retirement plan, then you have the ability to contribute to traditional and Roth IRA accounts. So there are tax-advantaged, tax-preferred savings vehicles either through your employer or available to you individually and personally outside of an employer arrangement that you can save money to that gets you tax-preferred opportunities. But none of that is any good if you don't take the first step, if you don't take action to actually contribute to your company retirement plan. And when I was, I was preparing for the show, and I was talking to our client service manager, Denise, in our office, and she was telling me that in a prior employer where she worked, which was a fairly large employer in Hampton Roads here, over 200 employees, she said it was very common. First off, they had established their 401k plan so that all employees were automatically enrolled in the 401k plan, and they automatically contributed about 3% of the employee's pay to the 401k plan. Automatically. That was the default option. You're going in the plan, and we're contributing 3% of your pay on your behalf. If you did not want to contribute, then you had to take some affirmative action to opt out. You had to say, sign a form, check a box, go to a website, I don't know, say, no thanks, appreciate it, I don't want to do that. She said that overwhelmingly, most of the people that she knew in her orbit, this was not scientific by any means, but, and it was especially prevalent among the younger crowd, opted out of the automatic enrollment in the company retirement plan. A company retirement plan that, I will note, also matched the 3% contribution of the employee. So free money from your employer that the employees willfully gave up. So we can't help people who can't help themselves. And it gets really frustrating when you hear the stories or read these surveys about a significant segment of the population that doesn't have anything or much saved for retirement, and they've had ample opportunities to do that, whether they took their own initiative or nowadays you're finding more and more companies who are sort of nudging their employees to make sure that they're taking care of their financial future. And a lot of times people are opting out of that. And, that's a behavioral issue. That is not a technical issue. That is not a I don't have enough money issue. And let me preface this. I'm not talking about low income people. I understand people of low income, it's very difficult to have anything to save after paying the rent and the groceries and the car and the gas. And I get that. I know that. I'm well aware of that. But I'm talking about the masses, the middle class and above. Those are the people who have a medium income wage for Hampton Roads. Those are people who do have the means, if they want it, to begin building and saving for retirement. But so often many people choose not to. And part of that is our consumerist American society. God bless it. It helps make the world go round. It greases the skids. But it also is not the best for your own personal financial health. You've got to be able to take care of yourself first before you buy the big house, the expensive furniture, the fancy clothes, the expensive car, go out to the high-end restaurants. That comes second if you want to have a solid financial foundation and set yourself up for a good, healthy retirement. All right, we're going to have to take another short pause here for the news. When we come back, I'll wrap up some more of the statistics from this recent survey, and then I'm going to tell you a story to let you know how achievable this is for everyone. I'm certified financial planner Kevin Zivna. You're listening to Dollars and Common Sense on News Talk 790 WNIS.
Wealthway Financial Advisors, planning for life. Wealthway Financial Advisors, planning for life.
And welcome back to Dollars and Common Sense, your local source for objective, unbiased financial advice. I'm certified financial planner Kevin Zivna, the president of Wealthway Financial Advisors, the premier financial planning firm in Hampton Roads, where we integrate expert investment management with customized ongoing financial planning advice to help our clients answer life's big financial questions and enhance their quality of life. For more information about us, you can look us up online at wealthwayadvisors.com. Once there, you can request an information packet to find out what it's like to work with us, or sign up for a free quarterly newsletter at wealthwayadvisors.com. Just go to the Request a Consultation page and put your name and address in the dialog boxes there. Select the appropriate drop-down menu, and we'll get the information out to you later on this week. And that's all we will use your name and address for, is just to send you the information that you request. But if you want to speak to a live human being, got some nuanced questions, then we'd love to hear from you at the office. Give us a call, 456-2200. Want to remind everybody, our next live show will be in 2 weeks on Tuesday, May 28th at 6 p.m. as usual. But if you can't catch us live every second and fourth Tuesday of the month, get this show as a podcast. Search for Dollars and Common Sense wherever you get your podcasts. Download us, take us with you wherever you go, and then listen at your convenience. And for those of you into social media, we have a presence on Facebook and LinkedIn. You can search for Wealthway Financial Advisors, hit that like or follow button, and then usually about once a week we put up an interesting and informative financial planning post to keep you engaged in the process and hopefully motivated to help save for your own retirement, or save more for your own retirement, because that's what we're talking about here tonight, is sort of the sad state of affairs of retirement savings in the United States. And went through some of the statistics of a recent survey that said only about a third, roughly, of the U.S. population has anything saved for retirement. Those that do have something saved, most people have less than $100,000 saved for retirement, and for a middle-class lifestyle, that is not enough to maintain that support, even with Social Security. Now, I will concede there are a few among us left who have pensions, typically government workers, federal employees, state employees, municipal employees, teachers. Some in the medical profession still have access to pensions. Large employers like utilities and railroads, some of those still have pensions. So that means you don't have to save as much for retirement if you have access to a pension. But those are becoming more and more scarce, more and more rare. So most of us, retirement is our own responsibility. And when it becomes our own responsibility and there's no one nagging you or forcing you, and even though companies are getting better about encouraging you to contribute to your company retirement plan, they're automatically enrolling you in the plan. They're automatically deducting the money. You have to take action to opt out of that. They're willing to match the contributions that you put into the retirement plan, which is free money from them up to a certain amount. all those kinds of incentives are there. You still have to take action to do it yourself. You have to want it, like we say at the top of every show. If you want if you have a job, you have income, you have the opportunity for financial security, and then one day, if you want it, financial independence, which means you rely on no other person, no company, no entity for a paycheck. You can maintain a comfortable lifestyle based on your own assets that you have accumulated over your lifetime. So I want to just wrap up this survey with a few more statistics that I find very telling. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, 69% of private industry workers have access to an employer-based retirement plan, but only 52% participate in their company retirement plan. And of those who participate, 39%, those who have access, 39% contribute nothing to the tax advantage retirement accounts. 13% contribute only 1 to 3% of their income, and roughly 13% contribute what is deemed to be a little bit more healthy, 4 to 6%. So even those that have access to the plan, many of the people don't take advantage of it, or those that do contribute very little and not in a meaningful way. So I think the message is clear that a lot of us could do a lot better for ourselves by taking the initiative to start saving for the retirement. And this is one last anecdote. I was interviewed by a local TV station for a financial planning segment a couple years ago about how to get people to take better advantage of company retirement plans and prepare for retirement. And he said, so what's the most important thing? What does everyone need to do? And I said, well, the most important thing is they need to start. They need to start saving. They need to go to their human resources and fill out the form and say, I want to contribute. He's like, no. But I mean, what's the most important thing? I mean, where do they have to put their money and what type of investments? I said, that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is they have to start. They have to actually contribute to the plan. And he kept kind of hounding me, coming back. It's got to be harder than that. It's got to be more to no. If you don't start saving, you have no chance. You have to at least start contributing something. You have to open the IRA. You have to set up a money, an ACH transfer automatic from your bank account into a mutual fund account or a brokerage account. You have to do some administration in order for it to happen. No one is going to do it for you. All right. So I want to tell a little bit of story here on, and obviously I feel kind of passionate about this. I'm pretty passionate about my career to begin with, and I don't think that financial planning is just for wealthy people. And I kind of resent the fact when it gets implied that financial planning and investment management is for people who already have a lot of money. No, that's not the case. I mean, one of the reasons why we're here every second and fourth Tuesday is to help everyone we can in the Hampton Roads listening area for free to try to better themselves financially. So I'm very passionate about this, and I believe that, like I said earlier, almost anyone, if you have a job, you have income, you have a chance. So here's a little story to show you just how achievable this is. We have a client, a longtime client of the firm that we were first introduced to back in 1990. In fact, so my predecessor of Wealthway Financial Advisors, Dan Bunting, who many listeners still recognize that name when we were called Bunting Capital Management. Dan, by the way, is doing very well down in Naples, Florida. And a year or two ago, when he turned 80, he gifted himself a small boat and a motorcycle. We had pictures in the office. So anyway, Dan was with Fritz Fries back then, Fries and Associates. They were one of the first in the area, Dan and Fritz, to do this type of call-in radio show. Somebody who was introduced to Dan in around 1990, a woman. She was approximately 30 years old she was 30 years old at that time. She was divorced, had no children. She had no meaningful savings, no retirement plan contributions at that point. She had $10,000 of credit card debt, which was a lot of credit card debt in 1990 dollars. Dan, out of the goodness of his heart, gave her some free advice, some free time, gave her some kind of tips and pointers and some homework, and said, if you're interested, come back and see me in another year. So she went away. She did her homework. She did some things. She cleaned up her financial house a little bit. Came back. Dan gave her some more tips, more help, free pro bono work, which we still do today, by the way, as much as possible. Give everyone that we can an hour of our time. And little by little, she improved her financial situation till eventually, about 1995, Dan was able to take her on as a full-fledged client. Now, this woman was a 6th grade math teacher at the time in 1990. And then she had a couple other teaching jobs through the years. And then eventually, because she's hardworking and diligent, she became an assistant principal in the school system, and then eventually a principal at various schools throughout the school system in our area, and eventually onto the centralized administrative staff overseeing the school system. So her entire life has been in local public education, not a career path that we traditionally think of making a lot of money. So through the years, Dan, and then transferred to me, we helped her pay off debt, build an emergency fund, save money for a house down payment, start contributing to her 403B plan, which is the company retirement plans for most school teachers, and then also a 457 plan, which is an add-on or enhanced retirement saving plan, additional, I should say, retirement saving plan that some school systems, their employees are allowed to contribute to. And so through the years, we worked with her to slowly and gradually get her financial house in order, advise her through the years on all matters. Wherever money touches her life, just like we do today, wherever money touches her life, we are there to render advice, give her direction, and help get her set up for success. That woman today, she will turn 64 this year. In addition to a very healthy pension that she will receive from the Virginia retirement system, she has over $3 million of net worth. Now, some of that's in real estate. She owns her house free and clear. But there's equity in the house. That counts towards your net worth. Not quite liquid, but it counts. And she has part of that, a big chunk of that $3 million is money saved in retirement plans, IRAs, Roth IRAs, and regular brokerage account. A few shows ago, I did a breakdown on what it kind of means or takes to be wealthy in America. And if you have about $2 million in net worth in the United States, you're in the top 10% wealthiest households in the country. If you have $3 million of net worth, you are just about in the 5% wealthiest households in the country. This former 6th grade teacher has $3 million of net worth on a teacher's and administrator's salary her entire career. by following a plan, being disciplined, living below her means, sacrificing, but not to the extreme. She lives a very comfortable life. I will say she did not remarry, and she's never had children. Children are fairly expensive. But that's what's possible. It's possible to rise from a sixth grade teacher and to become in the 5% wealthiest households in the country. Now, she turned 64 this year. She may retire this year. She may not. She may retire in a year or two. Her passion, her work is her passion. Educating children is her passion. She doesn't have to retire. She doesn't necessarily want to retire, but she certainly can retire and live an even more vibrant, healthy retirement than the rest of her life. But most of her time and talents and efforts, she believes, are best used right where she is, helping kids develop as best they can in the school system. So I wanted to pass along that story. That is just a snapshot of a person who, through motivation, dedication, behavioral modification, to take the steps to do the things that are necessary to set themselves up for retirement, became one of the wealthiest people, top 5% in the country. So, going to take one last break. We'll be right back after these messages. I'm certified financial planner Kevin Zivna. You're listening to Dollars and Common Sense on News Talk 790 WNIS.
Wealthway Financial Advisors, planning for life. Wealthway Financial Advisors, planning for life.
And welcome back to Dollars and Common Sense, your local source for objective, unbiased financial advice. I'm certified financial planner Kevin Zivna, president of Wealthway Financial Advisors, the premier financial planning firm in Hampton Roads, where we integrate expert investment management with customized ongoing financial planning advice to help our clients answer life's big financial questions and enhance their quality of life. For more information about us, check us out online at wealthwayadvisors.com. Once there, you can request an information packet to find out what it's like to work with us, or sign up for a free quarterly newsletter at wealthwayadvisors.com. Just go to the Request a Consultation page, put your name and address in the dialog box, select the appropriate drop-down menu, and we'll get that information out to you later on this week. And that's all we will use your name and address for, is just to send you the information that you request. Or if you want to talk to a live human being, give us a call at the office, 456-2200. What I've said earlier in the show is true. We will meet with almost anyone for an hour, or if we can't meet with you in the office, we will have a phone consultation with you. We are passionate about helping as many people as we can get on solid financial footings. And so we probably do, 12 or 15 just kind of pro bono, help you out type of calls or meetings throughout the course of the year. We do ask, if you want our best advice and best efforts, is that you fill out our questionnaire prior to the meeting or the phone calls, so that we can get a high-level overview of your financial situation, and we know how to tailor our comments to help you the best. But that's always available for anyone, free of charge, and no obligation, doesn't have to go anywhere past that. All right, so 456-2200 is our office number. Want to remind everybody, our next live show will be in 2 weeks on Tuesday, May 28th at 6 p.m. But if you can't catch us live every second and fourth Tuesday, get the show as a podcast. Search for Dollars and Common Sense wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're into social media, we are on Facebook and LinkedIn. You can search for Wealthway Financial Advisors. Hit that like or follow button, and we'll stay engaged that way. Okay, I want to wrap things up by putting a exclamation point on our discussion tonight about retirement savings, the state of retirement savings in America, and what you can do to help improve your chances of having a solid financial retirement. So just gonna go back and hit some of the basics. What do you need to do to get started and get on the path? The number one, you've got to save first and spend second. If anyone thinks that they're going to save what they have left over at the end of the month into their IRA or into their company retirement plan or into a bank or brokerage account, you're not. It's too inconsistent. There's too many reasons to spend something more at the end of the month. You have to commit to a certain dollar amount of savings first and then build your spending plan around it. So whether that's $100 a paycheck goes into your 401k plan, then start there. Start with something and then slowly build. Save first, spend second if you want to have a high degree of chance of success of building a solid financial foundation. Secondly, no bad debt. No revolving credit card debt, one of the most expensive forms. No payday loans. No personal loans from the bank. Then you got to build your emergency fund. That helps keep you out of the bad debt when you have an emergency fund to draw on from the bank when unexpected emergencies rise. Then make sure you contribute to your company-sponsored retirement plans. They're there for you. Your employer is matching you. That's free money. If you don't have one, contribute to an IRA or Roth IRA. And then don't forget about a health savings account. If you have opportunity for that, they're triple tax advantage. We love those. And finally, live below your means. Save the difference. You'll be happier, healthier, and wiser. That's all the time we have for tonight. I'll be back in 2 weeks. I'm certified financial planner Kevin Zivna. You've been listening to Dollars and Common Sense on News Talk 790 WNIS. The preceding program was sponsored and paid for by Wealthway Financial Advisors. We are solely responsible for its content.